righty, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So please, like I said, take some notes. And, for those of you I may not have met yet or may listen to the replay, my name is Bob Wagner, and my wife April and I are Pro 8s with LifeVantage. And this is our Monday night fast start training that we do at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Monday evenings. So tonight, what I want to talk about, and I think this is very appropriate. We've been doing our launch Zooms, and since January 21st. So we're right at about 90 days. Okay. As a matter of fact, I guess tomorrow or the next day will be 3 months. And whenever you start doing something new, obviously, you're tweaking it along the way. But there's principles that never change, in this business. There's just business principles and principles you always use with people, especially in a people business like this. So some things don't change, and obviously there are some things that evolve over time, and we've been tweaking along the way. And what I want everyone to understand with these launch Zooms that we've been doing, okay. In a lot of cases, okay, it's a first touch, other than maybe the invitation, that went to them. But if you don't count the invitation, in a lot of cases, it's been the first time they're really seeing or hearing anything in regards to the products, the science, and the company, okay? And keep in mind, now what we're doing tomorrow night, LifeVantage Corporate has asked April and I to do the business and product presentation tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, which we will be doing. And that's a little bit different, okay? Honestly, it's a lot different than the launch Zooms that we've been doing, because we've been using the launch Zooms as a kind of a first touch tool. Now, generally an opportunity presentation, okay, like tomorrow night that we'll do for corporate, okay, people have been touched already. Maybe they've watched the ABC primetime, maybe they've watched, some other, information, or read some other information, or visited a website. But generally, that's going to be more straightforward with the company story, product, and an opportunity. And that's fine, okay? But here's the key, and this is where a lot of folks, especially if you did this business for years and years before LifeVantage, like it's 3.5 years now for me and April here. And I know we have some friends on that we knew before that are listening right now, but it's been 3.5 years that we're with LifeVantage. But if we go back before that, okay, with some of the experience we had, a lot of the follow-up was always, in person or on the phone. And it just seems like now a lot of the follow-up is on social media and by text or email, okay, and less in person and by phone. So there's more touches required to get an end result, okay? And keep in mind, that's not good or bad. That's just evolution, okay? That's just things changing. So the reason I say that to you is a lot of us are of the mentality that if we text someone or if we leave a message for someone, email someone, and they don't get back to us, okay, that they're not interested, okay? And that's not true. It couldn't be further from the truth. They're more likely to think you don't care than what you think that they're not interested, okay? That's how bad a split there is. When we don't follow up continuously, okay? I mean continuously, especially today in 2021, a lot of times it takes 15, 20 touches for something to happen, okay? Where I hate to say the old days, okay, but certainly 5, 10 years ago, you could get things done in 2 or 3 touches. I could tell someone I'm excited about what I'm doing and ask them to meet me at Starbucks, and have a cup of coffee and share what I was doing. And a lot of times get somebody started in the business, or at least have a customer for a while, and then maybe hit them up again for the business. Okay, it doesn't really work like that the way it used to now. And I'm not saying it can't, but we've been reprogrammed through social media. We've been reprogrammed through our smartphones. We've been reprogrammed through the pandemic, and things are being done a little bit differently now. Okay. And again, I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying different. Things are different. So you and I got to start doing the things that are different, okay, in order to get the results that we're looking for. And that brings me to this. If you've ever hosted a launch Zoom with us, okay, then when we're done doing it live, we edit it and it's recorded, and we give you the link, and you have it forever to use. Well, that's for follow-up, okay? That's a teaser. That's to get somebody interested in looking more into it. But that doesn't mean if they've attended a launch Zoom that you don't send them the ABC Primetime. That doesn't mean you don't send them some of the YouTube videos. That doesn't mean you don't use the tools in the app on your phone. Okay, see, all of that stuff is there for the next touch. And we have to get used to touching people. What I mean by a touch: an email, a phone call, a personal visit, a text, a message from our app, a YouTube video. A touch is a touch, okay? And we got to get used to 10, 15, 20 touches, okay? And here's the rule. This is really the rule now in this industry, okay? Unless someone tells you, hey, stop contacting me, I'm not interested, leave me alone. Unless they say that, okay, then you need to keep touching, because you don't know what day, you don't know, you never know what day something's going to happen. And that touch from the day before, the day of, or the day after gets them to say, you know what, man, I've been avoiding telling Noel or Liddy or Cheryl, that I'm not interested for a while now. And maybe this is why I never said I wasn't interested, because something in the back of my mind is interested, and I'm pissed off at what my job just did, my boss just did, my other business just happened. And I'm going to look a little more into this. Okay. I definitely need to do something. Okay. I definitely got to do something because I'm aggravated. Okay. And we got to get in that mode with people. Okay. Remember, it's not them, it's us. Okay. We're pursuing good health and helping people, and we're pursuing good wealth and helping people financially. And our responsibility in this business is to touch them on a day when they're ready to listen. Okay, that's our responsibility. And we don't know what day that is, but here's where your head needs to get in this business. Okay. This is where it needs to get to. Okay. And mine's there sometimes it's not, but it's there most of the time. Okay. I'm not saying I'm by far not perfect and screw up my own plenty of times, because I'm willing to try a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll just do it. I'm not the type of person that would read instructions and then do it. I'm the type of person that'll just keep doing it, and then after 15 times of failing, I'll read the instructions. Okay, that's just how I'm wired that way. It's just how I am. And I don't hear rejection. I could care less, when somebody says no. To me, it just means they ain't ready yet, and I'll touch them again sometime in the future. Okay, so that don't bother me either. But here's where we need to get to. You got to get to the point with these products and this company and this opportunity that you have the ability to save someone's life. Okay, you have the ability to save someone's health. You have the ability to save someone's home or car or well-being from the business, from the products, from everything that LifeVantage has to offer. And you and I, we have no right to deny others knowing about it. We don't have any right. Okay, we know about something that's a secret. See, this is where you got to get your head with in this business. Okay, we know something that's a secret, a well-kept secret. Okay, but we have been blessed that somebody told us about that secret. But you and I, we do not have the right to deny that secret to other people. We do not have, that's where you got to get your head to. You are not bothering them. You are not being a pain in the butt. Okay. You don't have the right to decide not to do it. We have been blessed with the best products in the world and an amazing opportunity. And right after this pandemic's over, we have the obligation, because we have been blessed with this company information and products, to share it, okay, with everybody. We don't have the right to pick and choose who, or today's a bad day, or I don't want to, or I think they'll reject me. We don't have the right to do that, okay? When you get yourself in that mode that you're obligated, then you'll start working this the way that it can work. And here's what I want to talk to you about tonight. Okay, obviously that mindset is very, very important. Okay, we don't pick and choose, we just do. So I have a mindset now, and you can, Liddy probably uses me more than anybody on this list, Liddy Nash, other than my new friends over in the Netherlands. Okay, we've come to the place where as long as one of our distributors has done their part with a prospect, then we will not say no. Okay, what's your part? Well, they got to be interested. You got to have, broken the ice with them. You got to have talked to them. You got to have had them do something, and they need to know who we are and why we want to talk to them. Okay, so that's your part. Okay. Well, I got to tell you, Liddy takes every bit of advantage of that, and I'm glad. And she'll do it on long notice. She'll do it on short notice. It don't matter. She's got permission to do it, because I know every time I get on the phone with someone for Liddy, I know they've been prepped. I know they know who I am. I know they've done something, they've read something, watched something, or recently got involved and are ready to go to the next step. Okay. I know they've been prepped. This new couple, Joao and Benedita Matos, you see them, they're in the bonus pool generally twice each month, okay? They're new. They only got started a few months ago with LiveVantage, but what I've learned over the last 2 months that we've been working with them is they had multi-level networking experience. They had been involved in other companies. They have contacts all over the world, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, okay? Nobody has driven me as crazy in a good way since I met Moshe Deckel in New York 25 years ago. And if you guys don't know Moshe, okay, because Moshe figured it out real quick. He said, I'm going to monopolize Bobby's time. I'm going to get him with everybody I know. And he never took his foot off the gas. And that's why he earned millions of dollars with me, okay? Well, Joao over in Netherlands has figured it out. Do you realize he's had me on Zooms in 5, 6 different countries? I mean, I got up yesterday morning. Sometimes I don't know where I live. Okay. I was doing a Zoom in Thailand for some new distributor we have there who had friends on. Okay. And, some of this stuff I got to speak for, 30 seconds and then shut up because I don't speak the language. I got to let them translate, And then later in the day, I was on the phone with some folks they know from Brazil because Benedita was born there. And then later in the day, I'm folk with some big network marketing guy in Turkey that has been opening countries for 12 years. I can't, it just doesn't end with them. It just goes on. And I don't know how he knows people in Congo and Portugal and, everywhere. But you know what? He's an international business consultant. So I guess that's part of it. But I say that to say this: when there's a Zoom, you should be inviting always. Like tomorrow night, April and I, we're your upline, okay? Tomorrow night, you market that opportunity presentation as the people speaking are my partners in business. I'd like you to meet them at least on Zoom, okay? And these are the people that I work with on a regular basis, okay? So you use that for tomorrow night. Wednesday, we're doing our regular launch Zoom, the thing we've been doing for the last 3 months now. And that's what Louise Spiva's team, okay? So they're up in Northern California, and there's probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them that are co-hosts, okay, on the meeting, and most are new. I only really know Charlotte and Louise. I haven't had the privilege of meeting the others yet, but, we need to plug in to every event, okay? And if they attend, they attend. If they don't, you plug them into the next one. But we need to be following up with everybody we've ever invited. you got to have, and I'm sorry, I've been so swamped today. I meant to make a few slides with this, and somewhere down the road I will. Okay, I just, I just doing, 8-10 Zooms a day now, so I just didn't have a chance to put it together. But you need to never let anything fall through the cracks. So the beginning is who you invited. The second part, okay, and write this down. So it starts with who you invited. So let's just say you invited 20 people to be on tomorrow night, okay? So tomorrow night happens, and let's say, 3 or 4 of them were on, 16 of them weren't, okay? Well, the 16 are still in the list. There are still prospects, okay? They just couldn't make it, or didn't make it, or wasn't important, or something happened on that particular night. That's all it is. Okay, but all of this stuff is recorded. Even the companies, it'll be in the playbook in 3 or 4 days. Okay, everything's recorded. So you got recordings to reach out to the people who didn't make it, but the ones who did make it, now you got to get back to them and say, wasn't that great? Man, there's so many things I get excited about when I heard that. What was most exciting to you? What did you relate to the most? Never, ever, ever ask anybody what they think, okay? Nobody cares what they think, and it's a bad question to ask, okay? You always say, wasn't that information amazing? I've heard it before, and I still get super excited when I hear it again. That's the way you respond to people who watched or who attended, okay? So now you got 16 who didn't make it, you got 4 who did, okay? You're checking in with the 4 to get to the next step, okay? Whether that's another Zoom, whether that's using the videos, on YouTube, whether that's using your app, whether that's meeting with them personally because you know them, whatever that might be, that's next, okay? But remember, the 16 who didn't make it, they are very, very important. They may have just been busy. It may have been too short a notice. And you need to get back to them and say, hey, I'm sorry you missed it. Okay, I'm unbelievably excited about what I heard. I found out it was recorded. Would you like the recording? Let me know when you can watch it, and we'll schedule a time. I'll send it, and then we can talk afterwards. But all of this, okay, and you got to keep repeating this. Now, in my case, not only am I dealing with personal guests, okay, in April dealing with personal guests, but we're also following up with the people who hosted, the Zooms, and making sure that they are doing what I am talking about now, okay? And the system is really getting traction because you're seeing it with the dramatic increase in enrollments, okay? With the enrollments, they've almost tripled since we started doing this. We're up over 100 a month since January to now, over 100 a month on top of what we were doing. And I mean, on the average, okay? Not just one time. So it's, it's doing what we want it to do. But here's the thing I want you, just understanding. We have to follow up and touch people continuously. It's not a one and done thing. And you can't take it personal if they don't answer a text or return a phone call or get back to you on instant message or leave a comment, on a post. You just can't do that. It isn't personal, and that has made it even less personal. See, in the old days, 10, 20 years ago, it was more personal. If you only had one way of reaching them, it was like a phone call, we weren't texting everybody. So, when somebody didn't return a phone call, it was a little bit more personal because it's like there was no social media, there was no texting, so it kind of was, so, but now there's so many different ways to touch. There's so many bits and pieces of information that we can't let anything slip through the cracks. Someone that got an invite is a prospect, okay? Somebody that attended an event is a little lower in the funnel, like a higher level prospect, okay? We still do the ITT, we invite, we use the tool, and then we get a teammate involved, okay? Or we keep using another tool until we get them to the point where they're ready to talk to a teammate, okay? Maybe they don't know, I can tell you, yesterday I was on in Portugal, I was on in Brazil, I was on in Thailand, I was on in Turkey. And then locally I was on with Liddy with another bishop she knows more religious people than I can imagine, church people. And then I did a Zoom myself, okay, for my pastor's son who joined the business, because 3 weeks ago I texted him an invite. It's funny, I didn't have the nerve to send the invite to the pastor, but I did have the nerve to send it to his son, okay? And his son ended up joining the business, and the pastor was on last night and is encouraging people to check it out and see what we got to say. It's just going nonstop with this, okay? So it's all good, but it's not personal. So please, folks, let's put that monkey to bed, okay? It's not about 2, 3, 4 touches anymore when it comes to follow-up. You got to get it in your head that it could be 10, 15, or 20. And it's not personal. You could line up 5 or 6 different videos, line up a number of different opportunities, line up different material to send them, but you need to keep doing it because, like I said, we got to get to the point mentally, okay, in our heads, we got to get to the point where we understand we do not have the right to deny people who do not know. We don't have a right to deny them the information that we've been blessed with, that we do know. And that's what our products do. And that's what our business can do if they get involved and share the information with other people like we are, okay? We don't get to choose. We were blessed with it, and the obligation is to share it with others. And we do not get a chance to say, you know what, they wouldn't be interested. You know what, that's 3 times. 3 strikes, you're out. Sorry, it's not a baseball game. In baseball, it is 3 strikes, you're out, okay? But we're not playing baseball. We're playing with life and health and wealth. And it's not 3 strikes, you're out. So this is what's been on my heart. It's been on my mind. I'm taking a whole different, personally, and so is April, whole different look towards it. And I just feel like when I think of someone, when they come to mind, there's a reason they come to mind, and I have an obligation to let them know what I know, and I don't have a right to not tell them. And if they don't get it the first time that I present it, they're on my list to continue to get dripped on with information until they tell me get the heck out of here, or I get them in as a customer or a business partner. So I hope you find that helpful. Okay, I'm a couple minutes over my normal time, but let's share the information for tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. I'm going to text everybody right as soon as I finish the 2 links. Tomorrow night, it's the corporate link. It's not my normal link, the one with my phone number. It's tomorrow night's the corporate link. Wednesday is our normal Zoom launch Zoom link. But I'm going to send both out to you as soon as I finish this up, and I'll get this posted in our Facebook group. So have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I hope you found this helpful. Bye-bye.